To be back in beautiful Davos, Switzerland, and to address so many respected business leaders, so many friends, few enemies.
A few enemies flew no kings flags over Switzerland. They forgot Europeans still have a king. The Europeans can be a little two-faced.
They loved me. They called me daddy, right? Last time. Very smart man said, he's our daddy. He's running it. I was like running it. I went from running it to being a terrible human being.
Daddy can be great until you misbehave. Then you need him to whip you into shape. Sometimes the Europeans think they can run things on their own. We don't know if that's nostalgia or delusion, but it's affecting our relationship.
Certain places in Europe are not even recognizable, frankly, anymore. They're not recognizable. And we can argue about it, but there's no argument. Friends come back from different places. I don't want to insult anybody and say I don't recognize it. And I love Europe, and I want to see Europe go good, but it's not heading in the right direction.
Europe used to be great, but they started too many wars they couldn't win. Opened their borders, stopped having babies, and went full-blown socialist because they knew we had their back.
I mean, man, I'm gonna be real with you. When it comes to the letting in a whole bunch of immigrants while not having babies, we're kind of guilty of the same thing. The problem is, though, it's kind of funny how Europe says, "Oh, we can stop America, but you can't stop a bunch of illegals on a floaty." Like, are you serious? You're gonna stop us, but you can't stop these guys? And these guys are more of a danger to your country than America is, obviously.
They couldn't win. Opened their borders, stopped having babies, and went full-blown socialist because they knew we had their back. One of the worst things they did was listen to Al Gore. That's how China swooped in and ate their lunch.
There are windmills all over Europe. There are windmills all over the place, and they are losers. China's very smart. They make them, they sell them for a fortune. They sell them to the stupid people that buy them, but they don't use them themselves.
Europe's buying windmills from China and oil from Russia, and they're wondering why they're barely slogging along. They must be blind.
I called up Emmanuel Macron. I watched him yesterday with those beautiful sunglasses. What the hell happened?
Macron can't see straight with the shades on his face, and neither can the whole continent. Finland, who we like, is getting too big for its britches. The prime minister said,
"Oh yeah, if you need to find me on locals, here it is. I'm right here. S.E.T Media, SK Media 8 on locals. You know, I'm right here. I only got like one post so far, but yeah, I'm on locals. There we are. All right, let's go ahead and get right back to our guy Jesse Waters.
We don't need
But guys, like I said, man, we're gonna go ahead and we're fighting YouTube. We're gonna fight the shadow ban by one hopping over to Rumble and showing them more support than YouTube is showing me right now. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, hey, look, man, so you try to turn against your boy, hey, I'm gonna go all out defense on you. This is defense. I'm gonna take my audience. We're gonna bring it over to Rumble and we're gonna have fun over there. Let's go ahead and fight it, guys.
Uncle Sam, we can go it alone.
Can Europe defend itself? My answer is unequivocally yes.
Without the Americans?
Without the Americans, I mean...
How?
Well, look...
But you're relying on them for these key elements.
Even the NATO chief was like, really, Finland? Really?
Alex, I love you, but you are not producing enough. Your defense industrial base has to ramp up, and you know it, so please spend time on that.
There comes a time in any father's life when they sit their kid down and say, son, you can't keep asking for money. I'm not a bank. Move out of the garage and get a job. And at first, you might not like it. You might think daddy's being mean. But when you're older, you realize that daddy knows best.
I really believe we can be happy that he is there because he has forced us in Europe to step up, to face the consequences, that we have to take care more of our own defense. I'm absolutely convinced without Donald Trump, we would not have taken those decisions, and they are crucial, particularly for the European and the Canadian side of NATO, to really grow up in the post-Cold War world.
The Europeans know they need to grow up and pull their weight. They used to be able to shake down Barack and Biden and flatter them with empty promises and those European accents. And our leaders fell for it because they fetishized the concept of alliances, like a grad student who doesn't know the first thing about real power. Poland, who we also love, says, oh yeah, over 100 years ago, we beat Lenin.
You are not happy with this answer, I suppose, of Mark Rutte, that we need Donald Trump in the European Union, but we believe in our military service in Poland. I would like to add that Poland won with the Soviets and Bolsheviks. Finland won with the Soviets and Bolsheviks.
Okay, Paul,
What?
that was World War I.
What? Poland, we can handle Russia. And bro, you delusional dumbasses. What do you mean you can handle Russia? You don't got hypersonic missiles like Russia do. Russia can hit you guys any day of the week. What do you mean you can handle Russia? I mean, here's the thing. I hope Russia doesn't invade Poland. I doubt they want to. But I mean, the way NATO's positioning themselves against Russia, we might just see that. But we got Poland over here talking crazy like, don't worry, we can handle them. No, the F you can't. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, Putin is actually taking it easy on Ukraine. He could have steamrolled them with honestly a nuke, much less a hypersonic missile. So yeah, you guys saying that, oh, we could just take Russia, you're being delusional.
With the Soviets in Bolsheviks.
Okay, Poland, that was World War I.
Oh, yeah,
How'd
bro, chill
World
out,
War
bro.
II go?
Calm down.
Without us, right now, you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese, perhaps.
Yep.
The Europeans have a very selective memory. Hitler dominated Denmark, and we babysat Greenland for, what, 4 years? And we don't even get a thank you.
After the war, we gave Greenland back to Denmark. How stupid were we to do that? But we did it. But we gave it back. But how ungrateful are they now?
Trump's still looking for spoils from World War II. Greenland's not too much to ask for. It's just an iceberg.
So we want a piece of ice for world protection, and they won't give it. We've never asked for anything else, and we could have kept that piece of land, and we didn't. So they have a choice. You can say yes, and we will be very appreciative, or you can say no, and we will remember.
Trump's like, you live in my home. You're on the family phone plan. We have dogs that you never take care of. You said you would, but you never do. A little appreciation would be nice. It's not like we want Greenland so our friends can't have it. The Danes, the French, the Finns, the Poles, it's all for us. It's even for the Greenlanders. We'll pay for it, develop it, and defend it. And that'll give the Europeans more time to fish and ride Vespas and go to the sauna, do whatever it is they do. All they have to do is sign on the dotted line.
All we're asking for is to get Greenland, including right title and ownership, because you need the ownership to defend it. You can't defend it on a lease. Number one, legally, it's not defensible that way.
And Trump is right. But here's the thing, though. Trump seems to have got a forever lease. That's the difference here. Trump has a forever lease on Greenland, that where he can do as much mining. The military bases could be there for as long as they want. I mean, mining could go on for as long as it's want. And if we're building the Golden Dome around it, I mean, what does that tell you? That we're going to be there for a very, very long time. And as Trump says, forever. I was like, whoa. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. He means it.
Totally. And number two, psychologically, who the hell wants to defend a license agreement?
When you rent a house, let's be honest, you kind of beat it up. You spill, you stain, you scuff, because you know someone else owns it and they'll take care of it. I mean, I don't do that when I rent, but people do. And when you own a house, not only do you defend it, but you fix it up, you paint it, maybe put in a tennis court. This is a real estate transaction. Sure, Greenland's not officially on the market, but sometimes people don't realize they want to sell until someone makes them an offer. And it's not gunboat diplomacy.
Not an offer, but more like a threat.
Carrier anywhere near.
Hey, yo, what's going on, gaming?
What up?
Yeah, go ahead.
I said not really an offer, more like a threat.
Literally. It's like, here's the thing. It's kind of funny how NATO capitulated on paper. It's like, you know what? Instead of you just coming in there and just making us look like weak and dumb, let's just get this on paper and we'll just, save face in front of our people in Europe. I was like, wow.
Well, it's funny because they were talking tough and then boop, back down.
Immediately. And now here's the thing though, people on the left are trying to say, oh, Trump, this was a taco Trump moment. I'm just like, did you read the agreement?
I mean, here's the thing. Anytime, like, first of all, 50 troops, that's not embarrassing. That's insulting. You seem to think we so weak that you don't even need a considerable force. Bro, 2 drunk Florida man could take that on.
Literally, bro. With the white weapon, 2 drunk Florida men and a nice helicopter can take that on.
Nah, that's the helicopter come from the rednecks. I mean, shoot, for all I care, we could send the YNs over there and we'd have it in a week.
I'm done, man. Just sent the YNs over there and Shiesties. We'd be good.
Right. It's like, come on now. Y'all sitting up here like really pretending like Greenland is that hard to take. And then y'all ain't saying nothing now that China over there just raw dogging y'all like there ain't no tomorrow. Unfair trade deals, unfair trade practices. Part of their trade deal for the mineral mining they had in Greenland was that they get 42% of the profit after they already mined up all the material. So not only like picture this. Picture this. The Chinese company comes in, they buy Greenland, the mining rights to Greenland. They hire Greenlanders with their third-party joint company in Greenland. 42% of the money, China makes all the money. The Greenlanders only get 42% of the money from the mining agreement.
All right.
Ew.
Greenland.
The military's not on the table. I don't think it'll be necessary. I really don't. Okay. I think people are going to use better judgment. They'll use their best judgment, and I don't think that will not be necessary.
Trump says we're not invading Greenland, and Denmark tells us to go F ourselves. Who's being insane here? The Europeans mobilized and deployed 34 soldiers to defend Greenland from the U.S. military. The question the media should be asking is, have the Europeans lost it? Denmark's being so ridiculous, we're not even negotiating with them.
Mr. President, the Danish foreign minister rejected your call to negotiate on Greenland. What will...
I didn't call him.
It's like, bro, it's because these are people acting like they got power that they don't have. It's like they don't have that power to honestly tell the United States no. We could have took it from them in the meanest way possible, and honestly, nobody would have been able to check us on it. Or everybody would just been crying about international laws.
I said this before. When we went to Venezuela, I was like, I mean, realistically, if we decided to take Greenland, who's gonna come do something about it? Like, that's what it boils down to. Who's gonna stop us? Russia ain't.
Nope.
China ain't.
No, they'll move on to somebody else. I mean,
Right.
and the Lord knows we're NATO, so that's out the window.
And it was funny because I'm over here watching, like, looking at the requests go in and out of NATO for what they're asking. Majority of these countries, namely Germany, France, and Denmark, were asking NATO for money so that they could buy more American tanks to send over to defend Greenland. And NATO was basically like, no, this is retarded. Mostly because the U.S. owns over the lion's share of defense spending.
Facts. All right.
No, sorry.
I don't like getting it secondhand. If he wants to tell me, he'll tell me that to my face.
And when will you be discussing this?
I have no idea.
When you said
I'll be discussing it with this man right here.
Mr. President,
He's frankly more important.
Ooh, Trump went over Denmark's head to go negotiate directly with NATO.
Yep.
And guess what? Trump's leaving Davos with a deal. Quote, based on a very productive meeting that I have had with the Secretary General of NATO, we have formed the framework of a future deal with respect to Greenland and, in fact, the entire Arctic region. This solution, if consummated, will be a great one for the United States of America and all NATO nations. So it's a framework for a deal. We can call that progress.
Does it still include the United States having ownership of Greenland like you've said you wanted?
It's a long-term deal. It's the ultimate long-term deal. And I think it puts everybody in a really good position, especially as it pertains to security and minerals and everything else.
Bret Baier spoke to NATO Chief Mark Rutte, who confirmed Europe is going to be giving in a little on Greenland.
Today, this agreement on working collectively on this deal getting done on the Arctic region, I think we can really commend him for taking that leadership role. He is doing exactly what I hope he would do when he was re-elected, knowing him from his first term in office. And he's right that collectively we have to protect the Arctic region.
This is why you can't trust the media. All week, what'd they tell us? Trump was going to attack Greenland.
Yep.
We were going to go to war with NATO and fracture the alliance. They said he was meant to.
Like, man, here's the thing, though. What sounded so ridiculous is go to war with NATO. With what? Them and all 50 of their troops? Like, that's a war? I'm sorry, but there was going to be no war with NATO. It's just going to be the surrendering of NATO or the breaking up of NATO. That's what it all is. Because we jumped out of NATO, and a lot of countries feel like they don't have that American support. They're going to jump out of NATO themselves. A lot of countries are in NATO because America's in NATO, and they basically got the protection of a superpower, the most powerful of the superpowers. So if we are out of it, then I'm going to be real with you, a lot of other countries will bow out too because they wouldn't feel that protection from Russia anymore. But hey,
ill. But wait, Trump and the NATO chief are setting up a deal for Greenland, and there's not going to be any trade war, any war. And Marco and JD Vance are going to work out the details. Europe and America are going to be rich and safe, and Greenland gets McDonald's. It's a win for everybody. Everybody knows if a civilization isn't growing, it's dying. Now, we're not overextending. It's just a nice buffer, a nice piece of property with a few native villagers who can help us mine minerals and start rooting for the New England Patriots. You'd think of all countries, Canada, our neighbor to the north, would be ecstatic, but they're acting like we dumped them.
Canada gets a lot of freebies from us, by the way. They should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your prime minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful.
Nope.
They should be grateful to us. Canada.
I mean, Canada sat there and said, yeah, we're going to go towards China to invoke this new world order because America's not giving us our way anymore. So we're just going to align ourselves with their adversary. I was like, wow. And these are our neighbors.
Honestly, I think screw it. We should just invade Canada. You already have a province that is trying to secede from them because they're so awful. They're being taken over by immigrants. 90% of Canadians really hate their government, and they didn't really even have a good choice for somebody to elect during their presidential election.
Mm-hmm. Well, that and their Republican candidate completely shot himself in the foot by trying to go against Trump. I was like,
right. Oh. So it's kind of like, okay, well, you guys are talking major smack. How about we go ahead and make you the 51st state?
At this point, it seems like we need to, the way they're willing to cooperate with China. But hey, we'll see how that works out.
Lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements.
Look how the media is covering this.
I'm done. Watch how you
Trump
talk.
Backs down on taking Greenland. So when he was going to invade, he's a bully. And when he doesn't invade, he's weak.
Yeah.
Even after he got a handshake deal, the media spins it like he's retreating. Well, I guess he's retreating with Greenland in his pocket. Are American reporters upset that we're about to acquire the world's biggest island? Or are they upset that they were wrong and Trump's getting results? Either way, America's expanding. And when there's an American boom, we boom together.
Met Mr. Toyota in Japan. So what's your name? Toyota. I said, oh, do you own the car company? Yes, 92%. I said, you didn't have to be that specific. but I said, "You're rich." Yes, I'm rich. But he just announced he's going to do $10 billion worth of plans.
Davos, to steal Charlie Kirk's words, was a turning point. America has reset the agenda and is schooling the world on what works and what doesn't. Open borders, outsourcing jobs, printing money to pay for socialism is a death sentence. And it wasn't just Trump delivering that message. American CEOs flew to Davos to tell the Euros straight to their face. Listen.
You cannot imagine how painful it was each and every day under the Biden administration to look at what new crazy proposal was being put into place to solve a problem that didn't even exist. There were so many decisions that were so poorly thought out in terms of economic consequences. It cost the U.S. economy dearly.
I mean,
I cannot emphasize
This
that
is
enough.
so.
Biden would go overseas. He'd sign every treaty.
Go ahead.
So this is part of this issue is, well, not part of the issue. This is why Gavin Newsom looked so stupid when he followed Trump to Davos. Because you had CEOs even saying, like, yeah, the last administration ran things so piss poorly that a lot of economies lost way more money than they should have. And, ooh, bro. And then the way Gavin Newsom was like, they call me Gavin Newscom. Like, bro, you zesty ass old man.
I'm done. But nah, here's the thing though. Like, it is true. It's like, bro, you're over here following Trump, hating on Trump. But I'm like, bro, you really run the richest country in America and it's going down the hole. Y'all are about to hit, well, y'all about to be in a deficit. If not, you guys already are.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, but all this like crying about Trump ain't helping out your people of California. This is why I think that people of California need to wake the fuck up and, like, honestly, y'all need to vote in somebody better. Like, how long y'all?
Well, they can't really do it because they can't really do it because they. So this was actually a statistic. I looked into it to make sure it was valid. About 400,000 people were found to be ineligible for jury duty, and it's because a lot of them were not legal citizens, but they were able to vote. So quite literally, California is importing their voting base.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. I could see that, but even I don't know. Sometimes even without the illegals, I still wonder, would the Dems win anyway? But
no, they wouldn't, because contrary to popular belief, their biggest districts, San Diego, Los Angeles, and forgot what that other hick town upstate in California is. Those are actually mostly staunchly Republican. They just keep getting a mayor because they have a bunch of illegals voting. Like, if you go to San Diego, like I was in San Diego and I've been there, majority of them actually are real conservative. It's the illegal aliens that aren't.
All right then. Let's keep it going.
The Europeans put in front of them. He gave away billions of dollars. AutoPen went wild. Energy prices sky high. China, Russia ran wild. And then he'd go doze off at meetings or wander in an Italian field all alone and hit the sheets before the dinner party. And guess what? The Europeans loved him. Why? Because he was asleep and they had the man on a leash. He just handed out checks, patted everybody on the back, and forgot what century it was.
I mean, yeah, bro, was just printing money willy-nilly while telling us that don't worry, the inflation won't hit us. I mean, and it did. It hit us hard. And he sat there and was
crazy?
like, what do you mean? Best economy ever, right? Like, bro.
It'd have been nice if all that money printing would have actually went toward U.S. citizens. Then at least people would have been like, yeah, he got us into a bunch of debt, but yo, a lot of us cashed out.
Yeah, a lot of us, we got more money than ever. The inflation isn't really that much because all the money went to us, not overseas, to never be seen again.
Not transgender story time in like Uganda somewhere.
Bruh. Nah, you're right. It's too embarrassing at a certain point.
And then people don't realize, like, with the I want to harp on this for a little second. With the whole Venezuelan oil thing, it wasn't just political, it was also strategic. Because by putting U.S. interest in Venezuela, you now basically have China, Russia, Iran, and who is the other one? There's like the fourth one. I can't remember. China, Russia, and Iran. I know are the three. They can't get their oil there anymore.
Yeah.
And U.S.
Cuba.
refineries after Cuba, U.S. refineries can't process the oil that comes out of Venezuela. Not because we don't have the tech to, but because we would lose like 25% of the money we would put in just to refine the oil. So it's not really about the oil, it's about preventing access from other countries getting it. And then when you realize that China is losing billion-dollar industries left and right, and Russia just kind of tanked like 35% of their economy just on the war themselves, added in with the fact that, and I really want to hit on this, the Iranian protests are still happening. They are just news agencies aren't reporting on it, which I gotta say, shout out to any liberals that are watching because you guys have managed to be quiet as a church mouse. What happened to free Palestine, right? From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. That's what y'all was screaming. What, the Iranian people aren't pro-Palestine enough for you?
I mean, that is true though. The Iranian people are like they're definitely pro-Palestine. The problem there is that
No,
people
they're
do the
not.
whole
They're not. I've been actually going through
bro,
some
they're
back. Hold
pro-Palestine.
up.
Come on now. They're
Hold-
waving the flags even in the protests and all that.
That's not their flag. That's not the Palestinian flag. The flag they're waving is the Iranian
No,
Persian
bro. See,
flag.
you don't even know what I'm talking about. That is I've seen Palestinian flags in these Iranian protests.
Yes.
And think about it, bro. Their government supports Hamas. So, and be
hold
honest
up.
with you, like, and
That-
no, I'm be real with you. Yes, the people of Iran actually do support Palestine. I mean, why wouldn't they?
Those are sympathizers. I'm telling you right now. If I can get a hold of one of my sources without breaking some red tape, would you take my word for it?
I mean, yeah, but I'd have to hear from because my sources are telling me, like, yeah, the people of Iran stand with Palestine on both sides, the anti-government and the government side.
They stand with the people, not the government.
Of course, of course. Well, okay, well, I'm sorry. They stand with the Palestinians. They stand with the Palestinians, not Hamas. Gotcha.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing then.
Okay.
That's not where I thought you were going. Yeah, they stand
Okay, my bad. Oh, yeah, the way I was making it sound is that they just were supporting the Hamas terrorist group.
No. So basically, a little history on that. Hamas actually took over Gaza, and so that entire government from the top down is basically Iranian
take over. Well, weren't they voted in?
No, that was.
Yeah, they were. They were voted in. They held elections in 06.
That was a fraudulent election. Those were rigged.
Come on now, dog. It's like every time, like the guy we win,
no,
fraudulent.
No,
I never heard that claim. I honestly, and here's the thing: I remember like the Palestinian Authority, they got dominion over the West Bank, and even that's being destroyed right now.
Okay, I ain't supporting the Israel actions if that's where this is going. But what I'm saying is, even some people during the Islamic what was it? It was the 2015, I think, or 2016 is Islamic Summer of Love, basically, where they rioted across Iran, Iraq, Palestine, Kuwait, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and Gaza about Iran basically funding a whole bunch of terrorist organizations. So, and part of that was that some information came out that Iran had been fueling ISIS, Hamas, the Houthis, fueling the war in Yemen, fueling the war in Sudan, fueling the targeted war in Nigeria where they're killing a whole bunch of Christians. They had fueled a lot of that stuff, and they were pretty much everywhere. And so the riot was basically a way for them to fight back. That's why it got put down. But the way that Iran framed it is, oh, we didn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. And like freaking idiot Obama took the bait, mostly because he's a terrorist sympathizer. And so now the people of Iran, like, yeah, they stand with the people, keyword, the people of Palestine. But that's only a small minority. because the majority of their, and I was over there and I can tell you this for a fact, majority of that government that's over there right now is actually terrorist organization. They just cosplay as political figures. So the flags that they're waving, you also have to look at the type of flag. I think the Palestinian flag has like 3 green stars on it, right?
Nah, I think it has like one with stripes, like of course, the white, red. But nah, well, hold on now. For sure, though, they were waving the Palestinian flag. The thing is,
They
though,
were.
that here's the thing. The Iranian people have been supporters of what was going on in Palestine for a while now. I mean, they were the main ones calling out the open air concentration camp that was going on in Palestine. So I know, like, I know you're trying to sit here and frame it as if, oh, well, no, they don't care about nobody but Hamas, but
No, that's
nah,
not
I
what.
wouldn't
That's
say
not how I'm
that.
trying to. That's not how I'm trying to frame it. What
And
I'm
I get
trying
what
to.
you're saying, that they fund these terrorist organizations. You're right. But so does other Middle Eastern countries, like in Yemen, bro. You got the UAE supporting their own group in Yemen. You got Iran
Hey,
supporting their own group in Yemen,
notice I
and you
didn't
got
bring up
Saudi Arabia
UAE.
supporting their own group in Yemen.
Hey, notice I didn't bring up UAE supporting the Iranian coalition or the revolution that's going on over there, and it's because they get tons of money from Iran. It's just they're more smart about the way they move it. But if you look hard enough, yeah, they moving money through oil, weapons, and everything, letting terrorists use their deep water and shallow water ports. Oh yeah, I done seen a whole bunch of that. But
I get that.
so like the revolution that's happening, like I said, and I told you last time I was on live, everything I said is based off of historical fact. And majority of those people actually don't want the government over there. Now they may have now there may be a segment of people that also support Palestine, but ultimately they really don't want the government over there. And from what I've been seeing and from who I've been talking to, everything that's being put out on Western media is being put out by the people that only support the government, and the other side of the story isn't being told because the internet is still shut off. For example,
I mean, hold on now. I think the anti-government side story is being told way more than the pro-government side. Actually, bro, remember, we weren't even willing to accept that there were pro-government rallies. Actually, most of the media came outside of Iran. Bro, the 12 to 20,000 people dead, bro, that's not confirmed Iranian numbers. The confirmed Iranian number is 5,000.
No, I agree. I agreed with what you were saying, but me and Monty were like, yeah, that's what they're saying, but realistically, it might be more. Like when they said that, oh, they didn't execute those 800 people. I'm sorry, but if you believe that from a totalitarian dictatorship who seized power through a coup in 1979, you might be cooked.
Nah, I can see that. Shoot. All right then. All right. Well, shit. Let's get into this next video though, because we got one with a.